balls.
I'm here with the Gilded Gladiators, Potty Mouth Kierme, Inbound from Xbox, and Big Stu. One of the newest teams to join the SPL, the last team to qualify in. How you guys feeling so far?
Feeling good?
Good. Very
Yeah?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, first
Yeah.
matchup was against the Kings, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that one?
We did all right.
They're a little washed.
Bobby, was it game 2?
Dude, you didn't even know this
Was
until I
it
just
game
told
2,
you.
Bobby? And you're telling me about it. You had a bomb. You were
Yeah.
on the Titan.
Uh-huh.
You think maybe that bomb would have taken out the Titan, but you chose to hold on to it.
To be fair, you got to keep in mind that the bomb is a skill shot. So
It is
if
a
you
skill
do
shot.
place
Really?
it, it's not a guarantee you hit it. So like,
Yeah, and
it's still a 50-50.
and they could kill the bomb.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, they had one person alive. Who knows if he just like committed to that bomb? Like, you know, it's a 50-50 at that point. So
unlucky, man.
you never know. You never know.
Do you really mean that? You think it was unlucky?
Unlucky, man. I mean, what can you do?
After when Stu did game 1, surely mine's not as bad.
Oh yeah, Stu, walk us through that game 1. I've seen it on Reddit. I've seen it on Twitter. For those of you not in the know, in game 1, I believe you had an E set out of mid.
Yeah.
Stu, were you just trying to give up a passive stack to the E set? You just walked into a tower and kind of gave up first blood like before first wave.
You know, I just blame Snoopy. You know, he told me to do it, and so I did it, and it didn't work out.
Snoopy was asking, or I mean, Stu was asking, should I do it? He was basically begging Snoopy to say yes. As he's like walking to mid. Stu's like, you want me to do this, right? Like, I'll do it. I'm coming to do it. Like, I'm going to do it, right? Snoopy's like, I don't know.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
That's all Snoopy told me to do.
And then Stu starts to back. They stop his back, and Stu goes, they're not going to stop my back. They stopped his back.
You thought the Camelot Kings weren't going to take a free kill?
I mean, I thought big man, you know, I respected a big man a little too much, you know. I don't know.
My man shot shots at BMT. At BMT, bro? You got to put some respect on your elders, man.
Is he an elder?
I mean, like a league senpai, I guess. You know, he's been around longer.
Has he?
He would be.
How long has he been
long?
in the league now?
I want to say at least 5 years.
He was a support, right? He was one of the ones that switched.
That was
Or was that?
Dardes.
Oh, that was Dardes. That was Dardes.
That was Dardes, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of role
Get
swaps,
the Europeans mixed up.
were any of you considering a role swap coming into this year?
To what?
I don't know. I just figured you
No.
would.
No?
So when a few team plans fell through before this one was made, there were like PBM and Twig specifically recommended that I role swap to support and then try to build a team like that and get a top 6 spot because they were saying that there were like no good supports besides the top 4 in their mind.
Do you have names for the top 4 in their
Absolutely
mind?
not.
No, you do have names. You just don't want to share them.
Of course not. I can't do that.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
have my top 4.
I'm sure you do.
All right, well, let's hear it, Stu.
Uh,
Bro,
can't-
you were the one
you
offering
You
it.
can't bring it up and then.
All right.
Is Bobby in the top 4?
Bobby, do you think you're in the top 4?
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Kierme, do you think Bobby's in the top 4?
Bobby's great.
Okay, fair enough. So you were considering a role swap to support.
Barely, like it was brought up and I thought about it. I was
He
looking
realized
at-
he didn't have the mechanics for it. So.
Yeah, I'm just not a mechanical, talented, gifted player for support. I just have to sit in jungle, you know.
Yeah.
But
One of the easier
at the end of
roles.
the day, I just decided that I thought I'd have better chances in jungle, and that like, I don't think I'd really like it. Like, I just don't think the role would be.
Yeah, it's
fun.
not fun.
Yeah.
And you two didn't consider it at all, just in love with
I can hardly play my own role, man. What am I role swapping to? Coach.
full-time streamer? I mean, you did that for a year, didn't you? A gap year from the
like
SPL.
half a year.
Half a
But,
year?
Yeah.
Fair
Took too
enough.
many mechanics still.
God bless. So let's talk about that gap year, that period of downtime that, you know, some of the dedicated SPL teams, they took a break, they went home, they visited family. With you guys qualifying into the SPL, what did you do with that time off? Was it get your head down and grind? Was a lot of that time spent actually trying to form a team, or was this a team that was formed relatively quickly and you had time to scrim? Like, what was that process like?
Yeah, Stu, what was it like, man?
You know, I came in thinking that I was a first seed. I was first seed, yeah. I was thinking like Niflheim Wargs, you know, we're crazy good, you know.
Everybody thought the Wargs was going to make it, for
And
sure.
then, you know, I pull up to, you know, the little tournament thing, play-ins, whatever it's called, and then I get, you know, we don't speak about that actually.
Yeah, what happened? You went up 2-0, right?
Right.
And then
They only needed one more.
only
game.
needed one more.
Three tries.
You were against the projected 4th seed in the tournament? Or were you guys 3rd
No,
seed?
we were two.
We were
You were number
second.
two,
The Hounds
really?
were
We were
three.
second seed for tournament, but like any like pros or analysts all thought that we were like
Fourth.
third
Well,
or fourth.
all pros and analysts?
Other than you, yeah.
That's
You
right.
were the only one that had our backs.
That's right.
Who's the third place team?
Hounds was
Had to be
third,
Hounds.
So who
and
did they have
then
second then?
Scorps was fourth.
Or yeah, Scorps, not the Weavers.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Actually,
Who was
I'm not gonna
fifth?
say
It
anything.
was the Sages, right?
I believe so, yeah. So for those of you not in the know, we're talking about the SPL plans right now. It was Stu's team on the Wargs up against the Gilded Gladiators at the time went up 2-0. Everybody had assumed that the Wargs were going to be the first one to qualify in. Then a reverse sweep situation. Kiermy comes running into the soundstage, fully crying. It was a great experience.
Yeah, just sobbing.
He was legitimately.
Totally. Yeah.
But to get back to the original question, was the original draft or original roster of the Gladiators, is that something that formed quickly? Were those all players that you knew that you wanted to play with? Like Kiermy, Bobby, how long have you guys been interacting? What was that like?
So the roster did form fairly quickly. However, it formed pretty late in the offseason, like with about a week or less left. A lot of it just came
leading into the play-ins. You were only a team for about a week.
Well, like so there's the off season and then you have a month for play-ins, right?
Yeah.
So like a week before the month where we're all starting to grind. It basically was I had ideas to be teaming with some iteration of the Wargs, but they wanted to go with Sam and things fell through, which is fine. And past that, a lot of us just all wanted to still grind and prove that we were good players. And I knew I definitely wanted to team with Bobby for support and Scary for solo. And then there were a few different mid options, but I had the most faith in Nehu. Or sorry, oh my god, no. Snoopy, sorry.
Yo,
Nehu.
You didn't have to, oh my god, no, Nehu.
No,
Wow, you said it with disgust in your face.
I can't believe that thought even crossed my mind.
No, Nehu was one of the options.
You wrinkled your nose.
Stop.
Nehu and stuff too.
Nehu was one of the other alternatives that we were thinking of mid. So I was just thinking through all the names. But no, I had the most faith in Snoopy, and I think I was right in doing so. And then DMB was the best ADC, so we went with him. And then when we qualify, he gets banned. We pick up Stu because he's just the best ADC that there was. He's okay, I guess.
Oh, just the best.
Yeah, I guess. A little unfortunate, you know.
Well, the first thing you bring up there was your inclination that you wanted to play with Bobby. What kind of attracted you to him?
My dashing good looks.
Of course. Yeah, have you seen how handsome he is?
He is incredibly handsome, but maybe play on field a little bit as well. Something about how he plays.
So one thing that I was asking a lot of opinions from other previous pros and a lot of different teams. Bobby got recommended a lot. One of the big things that really interested me was that the Valks kind of had a very negative vibe last year because we lost a little too much, you know what I mean?
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, but so.
Oh my goodness, jeez, holy cow!
Okay, hold on. I'm reading the stats. Yeah, it says everything.
All right, thanks, man. But Bobby, I just actually like a super positive player and helps keep his mentals up, which is something that I think him and Scary are really good at, which he has continued to done throughout this year, and it's been great for like me mentally. So that's something I really wanted to try. And then playing with players who I think had a lot of confidence was going to be really important for play-ins, and Bobby's one of the most confident players I know.
For some reason, I don't know why, but.
You've always been a really confident player. Even when I used to play against you on console, you were one of the loud triad. It was me, you, and Leon.
Yeah.
That was always yelling. But was Bobby one of the first players that you would approach to join the team? Was like ground floor or?
So for the actual building of the roster, for the building of Glads, it started with me hitting up Scary, deciding if I still wanted to play or take a break, deciding I'm going to commit, asking Scary who he thinks would be best. We both basically immediately agree we want Bobby, and we asked for Bobby's opinion, and he's like, all right, we want Snoopy. So then those are our four, and then we did tryouts with WHAaaAAAATTTT and Dude Man Bro, and then everyone wanted to play with Dude Man Bro.
Fair enough. And Bobby, I think a lot of people behind the scenes, or even when I talk to the fans, they just assume that you're the team captain. What was it like giving up captainhood to Kiermy?
I mean, captainhood is just basically like all like the background work. Like, like I don't need to do the background work. I'll do like I'll like be like the face of the team and stuff like that. But like the background work, Kiermy's really good at that.
Fair enough. You know, making scrims, setting up.
No, he didn't do that either.
No, I gave up on that. I did that for play-ins, but past that, once Kassir came into the team, he's just the one who sets everything up like every other coach. And
speaking of Kassir, how did you guys come into contact with him?
So that was actually a pretty lucky thing. We were Chuck. It was me, Scary, and Chuck building it, and then once Sharks decided to retire, the Hounds invited Chuck to join his team. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna go there. It's like no harm, no foul. So I'm asking around for a bunch of different coaches, different opinions and stuff of players. A guy named Mineral, a friend of mine, he recommended what about Kassir, and I was very happy he said that because otherwise we were looking at like a player who would be a sub and like a sixth man sort of instead of a coach. So I got very lucky, and Kassir was down to run with us.
Fair enough. And Bobby, what do you think Kassir brings to this team? Like, what is the insights? How is he kind of directing you? What's his impact so far?
I think he does a lot of good when it comes to like in-game stuff, where he kind of like make sure we're all kind of on the same page with like the kind of comp we want to run, like what do we want to do with these scrims, what's like the idea behind our comp, stuff like that, and more like data driven kind of like where we're kind of winning more with this character, like maybe we push this character a little bit more, or we haven't won a single game with this character, like maybe we like drop him down a little bit.
Which character are you not winning with, Bobby?
I'm winning with every character. Every other one, everybody else is the losers. There was a character I was like 0-4 with, but I can't even remember who it is now.
Yeah, because Kassir won't let you play him anymore. Something like that.
Maybe. But yeah, he's really good at that, and he's really good at keeping like the team spirits up, trying to keep us focused, because got a bunch of chickens with their head cut off on my team. These guys are lost a lot of the time, so it's good that Kassir can kind of keep us focused.
That's crazy coming from you.
Yeah, he's the biggest troll in streams.
Your biggest troll.
But I'm not. My head isn't cut off. Like I'm a chicken.
Head's there. It's just not working so good.
Well, I mean, it's.
I don't know if it's ever working.
No, it's for guys. It's for sure working. It's for sure working. I'm positive. It's for sure working. There's just something that I gotta get done. You know, sometimes in the game, some things I just gotta get done.
A little griefing.
What are the things Bobby's getting done? What is he talking about there?
Shot calling,
getting the kills on the map.
Yeah,
making sure our objective plays clean. You know,
team fights.
Yeah,
so, are you the in-game leader? Do you do primary in-game shot calling?
Yeah, I do just about like everything from shot calling to. He's kind of trying to like pick it up a little bit. He kind of like fluctuates where he's making calls sometimes, and then there's times where he is a little more quiet. But he's kind of like trying to move into like a secondary kind of shot calling role where he can make calls, also call off my bad calls.
You need that. Everybody needs that.
One or two of them that I make a week.
A game.
Only one or two a game? Those games are going long. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. That's a good hit rate.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I don't remember the question, but yeah.
Yeah, you're the in-game leader. And is that the role you also filled on the Scarabs when you were previously playing with them?
Which iteration of the Scarabs? Because when I played with Scream, it didn't work out entirely too well when we started losing, because him and I would just end up viewing the game differently. But like at the beginning of it, we were a lot better with like bouncing ideas off of each other and like listening to each other. And that one, I wasn't like the main one. It was like both of us. He would kind of make some big shot calls also in like late game team fights, and I would kind of make them a little bit more early. And then we moved to like the Sam iteration. It was mostly just me calling. Nobody else was really a shot caller on that team. And then this team, I'm pretty much the main. Yeah.
If you had to give it like a percentage of the time that you're active in comms, is it like, are you like an 80% shot caller, 90%?
I don't know, because I feel like when you're talking,
it depends on the game.
You don't really think about like talking or how much you're talking. You're just kind of talking. Because I mean,
I was about to say something I shouldn't say.
Why?
I was gonna say.
Why would you say?
Why? Yeah. Why would you think about it then?
I was just gonna say. I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead. Continue, Bobby.
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
I was about to cuss, and then
you messed Bobby's whole flow up, Stu.
No. This he's used to this. You know.
I think a lot of it just kind of depends on the game. Like there's games where I'll be significantly more vocal than Bob, just because it feels like the game's just so easy for me to like run, right? Like I know how I want to play it. There's games where it's harder for me to either start a fight, or it's games where it's harder for me to like, you know, see ganks or see angles, and that's where Bobby will like is really good at like still like finding the flow of the game, picking up where we should play, which lanes, which buffs, yada yada. You know?
Bobby brings up that you're kind of picking up shot calling a little bit more. So is that something you're actively working on right now? Is that a role that you were allowed to fill on the Valkyries when you were playing there? Or were you shot calling there as well?
It's pretty similar to how it was on Valkyries, where Gamma and I were both like, it would just depend on the game, but we'd very much go back and forth, almost like a conversation kind of shot calling, where we like work together to define what the best play is instead of it's just this. I wouldn't say it's something I'm necessarily working on. I'd say if I feel that games are harder, I would work on like trying to still be vocal instead of just quieting down. But past that, I feel like it's just the same.
Fair enough.
He'll get really like loud in games where he's like ahead, like he's just like 7-0 and he's like, guys, don't fight unless I'm there. And then Stu's on the other side of the map fighting someone.
It's
Let's hear about it, Kirby.
No, my side laners hate me. Like
no, they really do hate him. No, like they really do. Because
like,
despise him.
Like I'll go gank duo lane, and Scary's playing up at tower line. And I'm like, guys, I have no idea where the jungler is. He's gonna make the opposite side of the play. And then Scary's like, "No, I'm fine." And then 15 seconds later, he's dead.
We're
And I
trading
just-
1-for-1 across the map because
I mean, that's the scary classic.
And he,
But it's the same with him.
No,
No, it's
but
not the same with
both
me.
of these guys do
It
it
is
too.
not- it is not the
Bobby,
same with me.
Bobby
Listen.
will walk in their jungle like getting deep vision or whatever when I gank solar, invade blue, and then my whole team's just getting ran down. It's like, guys, we just lost gold for a gank. This shouldn't happen.
Let's do defend
Listen,
himself.
when I'm dying in my lane, I'm getting 3-man dove in my tower, and my team's nowhere to be found. They're farming mid camps. They're doing some useless stuff, and I'm getting dove in my tower by who knows.
That's not me playing
Maybe
the
even a
opposite
mid
side of the
laner.
map. That's not me playing the opposite side of the map.
Listen, I just need some help,
You just
and
need some help.
Yeah.
I'll take you places, you know.
All right.
Fair enough. I mean,
I'm not helping.
that does almost feed into a question I was thinking of. What would you almost quantify the team identity here? Like, is this one where you choose one player that you definitely want to play through, almost reminiscent of like Jade Dragon's Scream, where they were always funneling farm through him, or Leviathan's at their peak, where they're always funneling into Shinto? Do you have a player that you want to play through specifically, a portion of the game that you guys lean on? How do you perceive, the growth of this squad? What is the direction of this team?
I mean, I think we've tried to look for like a balance in all of it, where I think we had a really, really strong early game going into the play-ins tournament.
Yeah, you guys almost spearheaded that lane swap meta
we were
really,
actually dominating. Like
It was mid.
in scrims.
It was mid.
No, in scrims.
No.
Should I say it?
Let's
Should I say it?
let's talk
Okay,
about your
well,
loss.
let me talk
Yeah.
about it. In scrims, we did not beat the Hounds team or this team a single time through like 20 scrims.
This was the Wargs, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
But listen, I don't care about this pressure stuff. If they're blocking in Ola and Sylvanas, like, what are we doing? Like, are we supposed to get pressure against that? Like,
Play better. I don't know.
pick the most pressure in the game, and then what are you gonna get? Not the pressure? Like, what are we thinking?
Yeah, they won one game in like 17 outings or something like that against us. We were just stomping them.
So you're thinking a little draft diff there, Stu.
Well, no, it's just duo diff. Like we were just better.
God bless.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say. Please, fair enough. Yeah, for those of you that didn't watch the play-in tournament, it was you two in the duo lane essentially just jamming pressure.
We would try to
take
get
an early
tower by like 8-ish minutes, and then if we could, and Scary was on something like somewhat safe. Even if he was on somewhat safe, it was still not somewhat safe with Scary playing it. But we would try to switch to the other side of the map. So we would try to get 4 bastions into DMB. We try to get 2 towers into DMB. We try to do gold before rotating back over. Then we try to do pyro and then rotate him back. So we'd have 2 towers. We'd have a gold fury. We'd have a pyro. We'd have 4 bastions. And then DMB would be up like 1.5, 2K at like that point.
You'd expect almost that Stu would fit into that style, though, right? Stu has always been that aggressive laner.
We
never
just
shies away from the 1v1.
I think
kinda
it's
lean away from it.
It's kind of like a big difference in like the what the teams draft for. I think a lot of teams have been drafting to win that 2v2 recently, and even in like the tournament, I think teams priored that.
But everyone preferred like the Frey and the Jingwei.
Yeah.
Also, I think a little bit of a difference to it is that I think the meta heavily favored the pressure and play-ins, where it's sort of fallen off a little more.
The magical ADCs is like a big thing.
Yeah, magical ADCs have fallen off a lot more, and I mean, mages are just disgusting. People just want to scale to get 6 items and just go, like, everyone's just getting one shot. Like, you see what the Onis are doing. They're just playing 5 carries on
essentially
like every lane, and it's just like, it's a really fun way to watch play,
it's
but
so fun to play.
It's miserable to play, but it's so fun
Really?
to watch. Yeah, it's so unfun.
Really? Because I had talked to Mike, and even in the loss up against the Oni Warriors, he comes out and PBM is just grinning ear to ear.
Yeah,
he said that's some of the most fun losses ever had. He really likes that aggressive scrappiness.
Well,
He's used to second place, so he's comfortable there.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Guys, it was a joke.
The running
It was a joke.
the running it down style of like, like just everyone. It's almost like a for fun thing. You know what I mean? Like everyone's just sprinting it down. Like it feels like there's a little bit less strategy involved, but I think it can definitely be fun to play, but it doesn't feel as serious. You know what I mean? Like it just feels so troll.
The strategy is like a lot more like just 3v3 like micro fights instead of like the macro, the big picture, like playing for like objectives.
Like how the Kings would want to play.
Yeah, it's like playing for like getting a triple kill here, and then we rotate and get a triple kill here, and then we rotate back and another triple kill here.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, for any role that's not support, it is awesome. When you're playing support, you're basically just relying on your team to win every fight when you're like perma fighting like that.
Fair enough. Do you think that
that's why Jake played Horus, by the way, because that's one of the gods that like perma fights really well.
Yeah, he fights in, has the essentially just warriors.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is a meta that the Oni Warriors have established and that's something that people are gonna have to adapt to, or do you think maybe the meta just hasn't really been ironed out just
I don't think
yet.
it's been ironed out at all. I think it's when you have, I mean, for the most part, teams have had maybe a month, maybe, and that's like they're probably not even scrimming like the Monday through Friday. It's probably like 3 scrims here for maybe the next week.
Yeah.
So I mean, 15 scrim blocks into the season. Ranked style is always going to just kind of reign supreme because people don't really know like how to macro to like the best possible or the best possible way. So it's just if we can permafight and we permafight better, because that team like fights better than probably any other team. Like if you get to like a 5v5, a 4v4, that team is going to fight very, very well if there's no objective kind of in play. And I think that's what they knew that, and they just went in like, let's just have fun and let's just permafight everywhere. But I don't think it'll be the meta. I think the meta is still getting ironed out.
Yeah, but with the seasons changing, season of hope, season of change, or whatever the next couple one are going to be called, do you imagine that keeps the meta in an Oni Warriors' favor? Where
It
people
depends,
are just like
100%. Like how much is changing? Is the objective changing? Is like the way to get gold changing? Is the XP, the shutdowns, like stuff like that? It kind of all just depends on how much is changing in the seasons, because I have no idea.
This has been one of like the biggest patches we've had in forever with all the healing changes and however many
I
god
mean,
changes and
season
new
1
items.
and season 2 in season X.
Yeah, and like year X or whatever.
Year X has been wild changes. How's that feel to play as a pro?
Having all the changes is actually pretty fun. It really encourages people to be super adaptable in their play style and like, you know, having a really wide god pool and stuff like that, which I think is really healthy for the game. I think it's kind of why we're seeing a style that the Onis are very strong with, which is just like, you know, all the hyper carries. I assume that going into like season 3 or whatever it will be, and even probably later into this season, it will be changed. I don't think they will play like that. I think not many teams will be playing like that. I think it's just new into the year, and the tournament means a little bit less to people than perhaps like regular season will or
like Masters.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like that.
I think that's where people will really find like their ideal drafts and style.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But we never got to the root of it. You had brought up briefly that early game is one of the strengths of this team, Bobby. Is that something you see yourself leaning into, like almost reminiscent of like a peak Jade Dragons, or are you guys
love talking about the Jade Dragons now?
I guess so.
Dragons fan.
I mean, so for me personally, I always like to play the early game style.
Okay.
I think that if you can dominate the early, it is the hardest style to play, but it is also the most rewarding. It's much more fun as well.
And your
compared to,
role
like-
is so bad late game.
Yeah.
Like you just don't
It's
want to
just-
go there. It's so bad.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, well, no. Let's hear it. Clearly, it's an argument we've had before between the two of you.
I don't think
What's
it's,
that whatever?
especially now, I don't think it's as bad. But in metas where you're playing like Erlong and Gilgamesh and stuff, like when you're getting to that late game, if you're playing anything sort of tankier, it just feels so much more miserable. Especially like ADCs right now are pretty disgusting late game. Like
About time.
with all
Oh,
the
so you think so? You
About
think
time,
it's
yeah.
good?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
carries are
If
absolutely
you
disgusting
can get an
right now.
auto off, because you know you're getting one shot by mages and assassins.
You literally one shot as hard as they do.
Okay, but like
From further
I'm
away.
like shooting autos and
With
they're
no
they're like blinking on me with Sasano pull in the ult, and then I'm dead already. Or Kibo, you know, knock up and I'm just dead already.
You think he had Aegis there or what?
I think he isn't good enough to press it, unfortunately. What was it? Not using beads on Hunbat's ult in plans?
I didn't need it. Listen, do you remember that?
no, I don't
No,
remember.
this is actually an argument between these two.
This is
Okay, I was
not
like-
just me. There's so many.
Okay, let's
I
hear it.
was literally on Phoenix and I got Humbat ult. I knew I wasn't getting touched.
He didn't get touched, other than the Humbat's all
I literally did not get touched. And
Wait,
everyone
is this the one where you got hit by a full channel
Yeah,
Humbat's ult
yes.
against a wall?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you just didn't die?
Yeah.
No, and
Well, he's cracked out for that.
it's cool to not beads it, but if you beads, you save
His
Gamma.
support died.
You
I did
literally-
not save him.
You have Whoop. You
A
stop
Whoop
me
is not saving him,
you
bro.
stopped me
He
from
is in
killing
the
him.
Phoenix, bro.
No, he wasn't. He was ulted outside the wall.
Can we?
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, can we get a clip?
Listen.
Which
listen,
set was this?
This was game 5. This was game 5 against.
Listen,
This was like
Wards
42
versus
minutes
Glads.
into
Yeah,
the game.
it was their
If,
EFG.
if I had the beats to save my support, the guy shouldn't have been there in the first place.
You lost your job off not beating that. You would have won the season.
Listen,
Well, he didn't lose
yeah,
his job.
he got it
Listen.
back.
listen. If I had the beats to save someone,
It's not worth
as
it.
a carry, it's not worth it.
I'm not beating to save you then.
That,
man.
you know, crazy mentality to have out of
Yeah.
your carry. You know, he's looking out
He's
for
got the
numero
ego.
uno.
That's what we need. That
You
is
need
good.
it.
That's good.
A true striker.
Yeah.
It really is.
Is that a blue lock reference?
It is, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I know Kiermy's profile picture on Twitter is Blue Lock. So I
That's
figured
what it's
it
from.
would
Yeah.
land.
I don't know.
It's pretty mid as well.
But I'm glad you bring up that Stu almost lost his job.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing here as a group of fellas if you don't make it into the SPL? What were your plans if maybe you fall through? Was it play through the SEC? Would you have gone back to school? Like, what are you
Here's
thinking
the
going
thing.
on?
Here's the thing, Myth.
Let's hear it.
I wasn't losing. I
Didn't
wasn't
even
losing.
think about it.
I genuinely did not think about it because of how well like scrims are going. I was like, there's no way we lose.
Wait, didn't I hear you were like asking Actually, I'm not gonna do that here.
Dude, why do you keep doing that?
Stu, you got to do it now.
Why do you keep
Stu,
doing
gotta
that?
do it now.
Listen, I mean, I just remember you saying something, talking to Hindu or something.
I talked
about-
to Hindu beforehand, before I talked to Kirmi.
Oh yeah.
Because I was considering not playing like
You were
at
gonna be a-
all.
you were
even
gonna be a
if-
caster,
consider
right?
not playing.
Well, you consider joining commentary?
yeah, even in play-ins, I was just talking to Hindu about that.
I can have a Bobby on my team?
Yeah.
God, I
do
wish.
you want that?
I'm praying on your downfall now, bud. I'm
Dude.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Not this again. Hear me first. Now it's Myth.
So you were thinking about commentary briefly.
Yeah.
What about that?
That was
Like,
beforehand before we actually started like playing and like
Okay.
scrimming and stuff. And then like once we started doing that, I was like, "There's no way we're losing." But yeah.
Fair
What
enough.
was your question? I kind of interrupted.
Yeah. What about commentary? Did you it kind of attracted you to it? Just want to stay involved with Smite or?
I think the other side of it, like being able to like view the game from another point of view instead of like as a player and as a coach. Like I consider players and coach are really close in like how you view the game.
Absolutely.
Because you view it as like a super competitive thing, and then the commentators, they view it as just like something they can just watch and they can enjoy it and they can actually like they don't like see all the in-depth like scrim stuff and like all that. And I think it would be just cool to be able to like just see the game from the other side and talk about it and just give my points of view on stuff.
Fair enough. That's really interesting. Preying on your downfall.
Well, let's settle down.
See you in year 11,
Let's
bud.
settle down.
What about you, Kirmi? Did you have any plans, maybe fallbacks if SPL didn't come back to you?
I was definitely gonna play SEC, and then my two options are either move in with like you and Kabam, or head back to Florida and stay with my family, and then eventually go back to school if I didn't get another offer throughout the year. But I don't know. I'm pretty grateful I got back in because
Fair enough.
like with timing, especially with play-ins, like I wouldn't have been able to go to school for like the semester would have like just barely started.
You'd have missed a semester.
Yeah, it would have sucked.
And then it would have been summer, so you'd have been like 7 months removed from starting again, right?
Yeah.
It'd be really warm outside too. Don't want to deal with that.
Just the
I
worst.
hate the heat.
Yeah.
What were you planning on studying?
I have an associate's and my
Oh, you already have an associate's degree.
I'm a year off of my bachelor's in psychology, and then I was gonna go for a master's to get
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Clinical psychology is the idea. Or
yeah, I
okay.
want to be a therapist.
Is that why you're teaming with me?
Why?
Just trying to like study my mind?
No,
how somebody's
but
just-
Benny.
Do you psychoanalyze him often?
No, but Benny and Gamma would make that joke a lot. That
Really?
that
Stop psychoanalyzing me.
they're just my case studies. I'm just seeing how crazy they get.
Fair enough. What about you, Stu? Did you have any plans? I'm sure it probably went through your head. When
Why?
you got
Why is that?
eliminated, you know?
Oh, I got eliminated. You're right. Yeah. So I was just gonna like hopefully get on an SEC team that I like, because if I didn't like one, I probably wouldn't play SEC, and like I wouldn't scrim. Hopefully just get first seed like I did with Sino that one time,
Okay.
and then I would just be in school the same.
You were just gonna be on the wargs, right, for SEC? Like you guys were just gonna run it back.
Yeah, he's removed from that now. This guy's
Who knows?
gladiators through and through.
Maybe
Well, what were you planning on studying?
computer science. I already have
Yes.
I'm like one elective off my associates as well. So
One elective off of
You could do that now.
Yeah, you should do that online.
No.
Fun fact, guys, if you don't like pursue your degree after like 4 years, your credits expire.
Yeah, I know.
So just make sure
I
you
know.
stay on top of that.
4 years? That's it?
4 to 6 years. Somewhere. It depends on the state where you
I
studied.
have 3 years left to go back.
Okay, good.
I don't need the credits.
I
Bro,
can't.
you're one elective.
I don't need it.
Go take a women's studies course, man. Do underwater basket
I don't
weaving.
need it. I don't need it.
My man.
I knew I was gonna be back in the league. I didn't. Just like Bobby.
Fair
I didn't know.
I wish I had an ounce of your guys' confidence.
That's what I'm saying. If
This
I was
is-
as confident as this guy, I'd win worlds 3 times over.
absolutely ridiculous.
If I had his skill, the roof would be like, I'd be exploding through the roof. If I could hit a Fafnir hammer 1 in 10 times, holy cow.
Legitimately, I mean, the vibe is good here.
Yeah.
This is clearly a team that meshes well together. How do you expect the seeding to play out throughout the year? Do you set realistic goals for yourselves? Is it let's get 4th seed? Are we saying we're winning worlds now? Is this a team that you plan on growing with?
I don't know about him, but him and I are like completely opposites. Where he's like, let's get 7th seed, and then
That's
once
not-
we're 7th seed, like
That's
we're
aiming
not
for
to 6th
aim
seed.
higher than
That's
7th.
I didn't say I was aiming for 7th. I think
Sixth?
we're top 4.
And then I'm the opposite.
Okay.
I'm like, guys, if we play well, like
Yeah,
we can be a 1
he-
seed.
That's where we. I don't know. I don't have that.
Once
dog
we
in
hit
me, I
that
guess.
7th rung ladder, like then we can work our way to 6, and like 6 we're feeling
You
good.
need this.
You-
You need this.
Yeah, you touched on it a little. I kind of want to talk about it, about like the vibe of the team. Something that we were a little worried about, or not too worried about, but like something that was kind of a concern was starting fresh again with Stu joining the team. But luckily, like, Stu's been great on the team. He's been a great help. He's been really good. He tries a lot, and I just wanted to say, like, it's been a good vibe, and he like fits in really well.
Guys, he tries harder
Stu,
in
you're
scrims.
blushing.
He tries harder in scrims than he did on stage. Trust me.
So you're telling me the cool guy, calm, collected, I don't care, all that, that's just an act, Stu, or what?
Oh, did you see me at Worlds? I was like screaming and stuff.
You were, dude. I mean, there's an iconic photo of you and Aurora just like mean dogging each other. I mean, that is a great photo.
Beating the Dragons when like half of the venue was the Dragon fans was really nice.
That's gotta feel so good.
Gotta be amazing.
Did all the like cheers get to you when you were playing?
No, I didn't really hear him.
Okay.
Yeah, Cameron and I didn't make Worlds, so we just have to live vicariously through you.
That was a dark tournament, man. That was a dark time.
It happens. It happens.
That was bad. That was
me
so
personally
bad.
though. I got.
Wait, so you were semis 2 years ago, finals last year, and then you were out of the league this year.
Yeah, talk me through that,
That's
Stu.
crazy.
Were you surprised that it was maybe a bit of a trek to get back into the league, considering how great a performance you did have at Worlds?
Speak your mind. Speak your mind.
So
Say the truth.
Yo,
you know what?
Who was
no
the problem?
filter, Stu.
Who was the
Tell me
problem?
what you want to say.
Well, okay, filter the swear words, but like.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try. But like, so the people that I was like mainly talking to was like some of the Kings.
Okay.
And they ended up winning Worlds, so obviously
Yeah,
they're gonna
run it
stay
back.
together. And then I already knew the Titan spot was like not mine because the players that wanted to kick Cyclone weren't on the team anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so then like the rest of it, it kind of just like
Trickled down.
trickled down, and I just didn't get a spot.
Were you kind of caught off guard a little bit by it? Were you, oh wow, I'm actually having to play in the plans, or did you have an inkling that I'm probably gonna get an offer here soon?
I say when the Kings won Worlds, and then I knew Cyclone was also gonna be back on the team. Is like, we'll see. It is what it is. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But it's like, unlucky.
Fair enough. Fair
So
enough.
I mean, I definitely think I'm like better than like
There we go.
Say it. Say names. Say the best player you're worse than, and just give me seeds.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
What are you, like, number 2 in the league?
Who knows?
Number 1 in the
Number
league?
8.
Number 8?
Maybe
Okay.
actually I'm number 9. Dude, Bro is number 8. So
God bless. God bless. Well, Stu, clearly very humble, but maybe a bit surprised that you had to fight your way back in. And now that you guys have fought your way back in, it's only been that one set we've got to see from you so far up against the Camelot Kings, where Bobby throws it away by not using the bomb.
Okay.
And Stu walks into a tower.
whoa. That didn't lose us the game.
It
may have put us like 5,000 gold behind
Dude,
at minute 1, but we didn't lose the game off of it.
You're starting the game out like down like
No,
800 gold
okay,
from first blood. Like
That's not the worst part. He came into lane and he missed his dash and just dashed through
Yeah.
both Genetics and Yarkor, and then he died.
Yeah.
And that's when he ruined it. And he goes,
Support diff.
Like you know how all the
Support
boosts are
diff.
set up by roll. I'm over in the jungle seat, and then like I hear the first blood go off, and I can see out of the corner of my eye just to go, what am I doing? Like just flailing about. I'm like, okay.
doing.
Yeah, what's conversations like after a set like that? Like, you guys go home, do VOD review? And
After the set or a game?
after the set?
Uh,
Because I'm sure after the game you're not beating each other up.
No.
It was an opening. It was an opening tournament.
Yeah, so the tournament's a little. This tournament specifically,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little different. Losing doesn't really matter unless if you aren't getting first in this tournament.
If you're not getting first, you're last.
Yeah, literally, because they get to choose whoever they wanted,
Yeah.
right? Dragons got second, but they chose Kings, so
You see
they
the
lost
tournament last year.
they lost their
Yeah,
weekend.
tournament last year was Clown Fiesta. This one, I thought.
No, yeah,
That's what I wanted it
this
to
is,
be.
I think the idea for this tournament was a lot healthier. I think
Smite.
yeah, that, and also I think a lot more teams actually tried and like cared about trying to win,
Mm-hmm.
which I think was good. But losing
That's kinda
doesn't feel
lame.
as bad, right? I think in a normal set, obviously we talk about what went wrong, how we do better, focus on that for scrims, and we would definitely do some VODs. But for this, people just kind of chilled out, watched the games on their own, went from there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Last year, the opening tournament, we beat the Kings and they won Worlds. This year, the Kings beat us.
Last year, didn't you also get like third at Worlds or something like that?
It was 4.
No,
Fourth.
sorry, I meant. Okay, it's like weird talking about like last year's Worlds because I meant like
Oh, you meant this?
literally this year's
Okay,
Worlds, like
got
the
it.
Kings. We beat them at like the beginning of the phase or the the opening tournament, and then this year, like this tournament, like a couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
they beat
playoff.
us. So like,
Kickoff.
if you do any sort of math, and like these two both have almost associates, I'm pretty sure they can do it.
Should be able
Almost
to.
associates.
Nah, I forgot how to do math a long time ago.
But yeah, it's spelling some good stuff for
Computer
us.
science.
You are a
Math.
STEM major, man.
I forgot how to do
Is that like Google Sheets and stuff like that?
I don't know anymore, man.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just a Smite player.
Bobby,
What?
it's programming.
Yeah, like Google Sheets.
Listen, I
It
just
doesn't
built.
necessarily have to be programming, right? CS can be other stuff. You can like build a computer, probably.
I
Wait,
just
you can build a
build crit.
I just build a crit.
That's what your degree is.
Well, let's talk about the groups a little bit then. How do you guys feel about the group that you essentially were handed?
Onis, Dragons, us, and Levi's. I like it.
Yeah,
We got ravaged a little bit.
I'd spoken to you personally about it. I am of the belief that's Chaos Group, correct? Group B.
Yeah.
That is the harder of the two.
Yeah,
in
we
my
got
mind.
ravaged.
Do you also perceive this as a more difficult group? Would you prefer to be in the Order division? Can you talk me through that a little bit?
So me personally, I'd rather be in this group than the other group. I think that Hounds are a lot better than teams are expecting. I think that especially once players get on land, that team's going to come out swinging. Those guys are really sick. I think.
Where do you have them finishing this year?
Not sure. I have no idea for. Yeah, I don't know where in seeding. I think seeding can get pretty weird pretty fast, but I know that team will compete. I also think that for us, it wouldn't be like us instead of the Hounds. It would be us instead of Ravens, right? So we would just be swapping with them.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would rather be playing against like the Onis and the Levi's and even Dragons rather than like Ferrymen and Kings.
Why is that?
I just think I have better matchups into those teams personally.
So you have a higher odds of winning, not necessarily
me personally,
they're better
right.
practice or
Yeah,
anything like that.
Well, I also know that all these teams are going to be scrimming each other. You might be scrimming, so like we might be scrimming the teams in order a little bit more than Chaos.
Probably.
Yeah.
Just because of like how the schedule is going to work
Played
out.
Chaos twice.
But even still, like, I don't know. It didn't matter what group we get in. We just have to beat everyone, right? You just have to have the confidence to do so.
That's a good mentality to have. Is that something echoed by you guys? Do you think Chaos Group better for you?
Me personally, I don't think it really mattered too much. It's the beginning of the year. Anything could really happen. The Warriors could win this tournament, end the year 7th. Like, literally, this tournament is just the first step of, like, the entire year. So, even though the Warriors look the best right now, the Dragons looked good, the Levi's looked pretty good, like, it could change in a month. It could change in 2 months. So, it didn't really bother me what team we got in. If we got drafted last, we got drafted second to last. Doesn't change to me.
Yeah, I could not give a less of a.
Don't say it.
No, do it. Don't get fined.
Oh, you said do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I could really not care at all. I don't.
Fair enough.
like,
Fair enough. Did you feel disrespected at all by I suppose the timing of you guys getting sent over to the Chaos Division?
We weren't last.
Do you feel like you guys have been properly evaluated by the other teams in the league? Is there maybe a chip on your shoulder to perform, or you kind of enjoying?
I think there's always going to be a chip on our shoulder for us three. I mean, even like Snoop and Terry, there's always going to be because I mean, he went through kind of the same thing I went through like this offseason where I mean, even him.
I could personally not care at all still.
We know, Stu, you're so cool.
Yeah, I could not care.
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to have a chip on our shoulder just because we have something to prove.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy can't win.
I mean,
This guy's always low seed. I'm always low seed.
Yeah, man.
I was in a backpack last season. I don't really care.
But
Just backpack me again.
something that's nice, I guess, about being like undervalued is that.
Oh, not
you're
this again, man.
Let's hear
He
it.
does the opposite that I do. Like he's like, yeah, people don't really expect us too much. Like there's not many that makes
Being the underdog is
the
really
pressure's
nice.
not there.
Being the underdog's really nice.
Like, bro,
Like,
I want to be first. I want to have the expectations, the pressure.
Hey, man.
That's when diamonds are made.
I'm sure.
You know that? That's
You
what
know what
Nicolas
makes it-
Cage
you're
once
such-
said. I
you're
guess.
such-
You know what makes a diamond, right?
Pressure.
And
What?
heat.
Sand.
Heat.
Oh.
That's right. Pressure and heat.
Isn't it sand too?
You're such a
Oh, that's
dog.
glass. That's glass.
That's
my
just heat and
God.
sand, man.
I played Minecraft.
If I'm to trust Minecraft.
I
yeah.
played Minecraft, so it's just heat and sand, yeah,
Okay.
and pressure.
So you do think you guys are perceived as an underdog right now, maybe a little bit undervalued in the league.
I think so.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think there are some pretty heavy expectations of this team. A lot of the fans at home have essentially compared the Gladiators to the Valkyries of the past.
Disrespectful.
With expectations.
No
Why is
offense.
No. Yeah. Why is that? Why is
Let's
that?
get into it.
Like comparing us to a team that just like eighth place, couldn't make worlds.
At least we stayed in SPL last year, Bob.
Hey, what
Oh
did they do
my
without? What did they do
God.
without me? What did they do without me? They couldn't even make the tournament. Just
Oh
saying.
my God. Fuck.
That's crazy, guys. There's tensions on this team, but
It's
it's
none
healthy.
at all.
It's
I
It's
view
all.
it as,
It's
like,
all
funny
no,
banter,
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's just funny.
all funny banter. I don't
Down
know.
the road, it's gonna turn into.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Well, I mean, it may have been brought up in jest, but I've already heard talk of roster swaps for this
Really?
team.
What happened?
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know. Kiermy maybe brought up some support changes that
Right.
he'd been considering. Bobby, I know you maybe have tossed out the name of a couple of junglers
I think we're just gonna throw Snoop in the jungle, find a mid.
on
Yeah.
the mid.
Yeah.
What mid are you
Snoop
thinking?
loves mid.
I can play
role
mid.
swapping.
I can
What
play
ADC
mid.
are you getting?
Dude, maybe do my bros on ban.
We can figure this out.
We'll see.
No. As representative of the admins, we will not allow that to happen. Let's talk about Snoopy and Scary D a little bit. What's it like teaming with Snoop? That's like you've got experience in particular, Bobby, playing with Scary D.
Yeah.
Snoop, first time. What's he bringing to the team?
Yeah,
What's
Scary
it like?
dropped me. He's
Scary was he actually a proponent of?
Well,
of
they
getting you
just like that
benched?
entire team. He was on that team.
Yeah, but surely he went to bat for you.
Wait, isn't it crazy? He dropped me and I picked him back up. Like supports just
No, he wasn't on the because they had.
No, he
I was on the
got
team.
picked up
I was
after.
on the team.
Yeah, he dropped me.
Listen,
Wait, you played with? You didn't play
Yeah,
with.
talk me through
No,
the-
wait, that,
I
how-
played with drug support.
You
Dude,
did?
talk me through it, man.
Oh.
Why'd you drop Bobby?
I didn't drop anyone. I was on the Chargers Titans actually. So. That's
So he wasn't a part of it, Bobby. You got to forgive him
Sure.
then.
Yeah.
But
I'm all about forgiveness.
what's it like teaming with Snoopy? What's he bring to the team?
Snoopy was a lot different than I thought he was gonna be. Like, because usually when a person's been in the league before, you kind of just hear a bunch of stuff about him.
Mm-hmm.
And
What did you heard about Snoopy going into
I
it?
heard Snoopy was a lazy player. That's
Really?
what I was told.
I actually want to talk about this because.
Well, he asked me the questions.
Yeah, well, I don't really care.
Okay, fair enough.
That's team captain.
That's alpha right there.
So I heard a lot from different previous players that teamed with him that like he was very lazy. He would have really bad sleeping problems where he would just sleep through scrims a lot. Right? He wouldn't grind the game a lot.
And to be clear, we're talking about Snoopy, not Scary D.
Snoopy.
Okay,
Well-
got it.
We're talking about Snoopy.
Okay.
Potato, potato, you know.
That
Like,
is what I have heard.
Mm-hmm.
And since tryouts, everything he has been.
He's been really good.
Yeah, he's very committed. He grinds a lot. He's very vocal. He's super intelligent about the game, which I personally love.
Out of the game though is just intelligent kind of.
dumb as bricks.
Okay,
Yeah.
really?
No.
Yeah.
What leads you to say that, Bobby?
We all just we just bully
Just
each other
funny.
for fun. We're
Is
joking.
this guy like pouring his milk before his cereal? Like what?
what's wrong with that?
Wait, that's what I do.
You do that?
You
No,
don't
it's
do
just-
that.
Wait, no, neither do
we're
I.
on this.
Okay.
Wait, no, do we do it? We do it. Yeah, we do it. We do it. Wait, let's talk to our
You know
lawyers
what's
quick.
good about this?
do it,
They
right?
back
Yeah,
each
of
other
course.
up. Like
Yeah, they're homies.
yeah, they've got each other's back. That's respectable. Even when they know they're wrong, they'll stand
We'll
together.
double down.
You're gonna start pouring your milk before your cereal.
No,
He'll try
I
that.
genuinely do that because
Oh,
I.
I don't genuinely do it.
Okay, well,
Dude, I just talked about you having his back.
surely you can just commit here, right?
You have to help him.
No,
He's not
Okay,
popping beans
I'll
for
just
you,
I'll
man.
just tell you my point of view. So you pour the milk first,
No.
and then you pour cereal on top because a lot of cereals, like you have to eat the cereal instantly, otherwise it's just like falls off a cliff and comes soggy and stuff. So if you put it on top, so here, I'm gonna give you guys a lesson. So morning 9 a.m. you get your bowl out, you get the milk out, you get your cereal out, you pour the milk out,
What cereal?
and then you pour. I'm big on Cinnamon Toast Crunch as like a main one.
Respectable.
I
Solid.
think it's a classic. So, but the problem with Cinnamon Toast Crunch is if it sits in the milk too much, it becomes really soggy and kind of like.
Every
Yeah.
cereal, yeah.
Well, like some cereals, it's fine. Like that, like Frosted Flakes, it's fine.
No,
it is
no.
not.
Frosted Flakes
No.
is the worst
Bobby-
one.
You're losing credibility, man.
Lucky Charms, it's fine.
Just
It's
keep
fine.
saying names. All right, whatever.
Reese's Puffs.
You're just listing cereals.
Peanut butter chocolate flavor. It's fine. It's fine even if it's not soggy. But anyway, you put the cereal on top so it doesn't get soggy as fast. That's the reason you do it. And then you do just a little bit on top, so you can just like scarf that down quick, and then you just put a little bit more in it. You don't have to do like this big giant
So
bowl.
you're
and
eating
then
dry
do milk.
cereal or what?
No, you like
Dip
you
it
like
in the
scoop
milk.
it off top, and then you like dip it in, and then you put it in your gullet.
You don't like, push it down and then pick it up. You know.
Well,
what I
you
mean?
can do that too. I just yeah, that's fine too.
So aren't you just okay? Whatever.
What's it like teaming with Scary D?
Wait, what he just said about Snoopy is kind of the same thing.
You'd heard that Scary D was maybe a bit lazy, but he isn't.
He going into he has phases where he can sometimes be a bit just not fully committed to
So
showing up to
diplomatic.
scrims.
Not
okay,
fully committed to showing up to script.
to getting
I
there
got
on
it.
scrims.
Okay, so-
But this was more of a last year thing, and this year he's been already a little bit better where he's showing up and he does grind the game a lot, which is something
Okay.
I also heard before I played with him last year where before we even picked him up that he is not a guy who plays the game kind of at all.
That guy's the two-time. What is the two-time gonna do that for?
Yeah, he's already got two
Why? Like,
rings.
what-
True. I should take a page out of his book.
Don't you already have two rings?
Those don't count.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
they
don't
count.
count.
Hey, plastic or something.
Bobby-
All I'm saying, I
count,
I
Bobby.
actually lost one of mine. But,
Oh,
yeah, I lost it. But
That's okay.
I could
You see
show
how
up.
little he cares about losing his.
Well,
ring?
he's got an extra.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we only got one, and I lost it.
You see how little he cares?
I literally the day we got it, I brought it back to the hotel, and I just misplaced it. And I'm pretty sure I left it at the hotel, and I called back, and they're like, "Yeah, we found the box, but there's not a ring in it." So
They stole your ring.
Yeah.
That would have devastated me.
no, it definitely sucked for like a year, and I'm like, because like Brendan would like pull out his ring or.
Because it's your
Crim.
trophy. Because you don't really get any other trophies.
So you're not getting a replacement.
Well, the thing is I got one of the trophies from the Astral team because I was supposed to send it to them, but I just never did. So I still have the one.
Good man, good man.
you guys don't do like replacement rings? Like, what's up with that?
Wait, do you guys want to replace a ring for me?
Can he have yours?
They might. You can't have mine. Sorry, he didn't win that one.
Well, yeah, his
I
also
did.
says
You
jungle
don't
on
even
it.
remember the year.
No,
you,
mine doesn't even say jungle.
Oh,
You
yeah,
don't
ours
even remember
doesn't
the
say
year
support.
you won.
I don't know the year I won now.
It's a different phase of life.
It was.
Yeah.
That was a fun time being able to compete. It really was.
Yeah, you weren't very good for very long.
I was not. No, you. I remember legitimately the year after I won, you came up to me at Worlds. You said, "Your time's over, old man."
I would say something like that.
You,
I don't
you called
remember
me
this,
old man. You called the whole team
but
old
was
men.
who was right? Because who won the year after?
I mean, you won, but I was like 20.
I'm pretty sure I was older than you. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure I am
you are
older
older
than
than
you.
me.
Yeah.
You
You
blew
were,
my
but not
mind.
anymore.
Yeah. He
Um,
actually ages just a lot faster than I do.
Let's talk about your console history a little bit, Bobby. Do you see any other console players maybe making the jump to PC? I know Crimson's kind of on that cusp right now. Maybe Layers comes back. Do you think there's some untapped console talent out there?
I think a lot of the problem with the console players was they were a lot less mature.
Yes, we were
A
kids.
lot?
We were kids.
A lot less mature.
Yeah.
The PC base is kind of just older than the console base was. I think there's definitely a few names. I mean, shout out Jengaru. I think Jengaru is an absolute beast. Plays mid and jungle at like nearly SPL level, like top SEC.
Mm-hmm.
I think Priv has actually improved a bunch recently. I thought Priv used to be not very good on console.
Priv
but
wasn't from console. Was he from console?
Yeah.
He didn't play at
now
the same time
I'm
as
questioning
us.
it because now you're asking. No, Priv
No,
was,
no, he
Priv
was after us. Okay.
After you retired, even
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Fair.
Renjaru.
Well, I'm not shouting out Renjaru.
I will.
this one's not from Bobby.
This one's from Kirby.
I'll say it. I think Renjaru is a really solid ADC. There was a chance that he almost had a stew spot.
Yeah.
For
He
bugs.
was
Do you
pretty
see
good.
Renjaru as a threat, Stu?
No, not now, but like 2 years.
Myth.
When I was
Myth. Myth.
You get the camera on him. Renjaru, if you're watching, does that man look concerned? He does not look concerned to me.
back when I was on Winter Dogs 2 years ago, I had to try out for the bugs, and that's when Scream tried out, and that's when Stu tried out. That's when Zapman left.
Zap
Yep.
and
Layers. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Fair enough. So maybe some talents we need to keep our eyes on from console still.
Yeah. There's a couple more that are probably just like not on my brain right now, but there's a few console players that have been climbing for the past 2 years, year and a half, something like that, and they're starting to make waves in like SEC or even in SOC. So
Fair enough.
even pretty sure Oath was a console player.
was he?
Yeah.
That blows my mind. No way.
Yeah. No, and he was dog.
I'm
dog.
I'm actually.
It's hard to hit those sticks, bro.
I'm so
They're
proud
hard.
of Oath.
Yeah.
Oath has made such good progress,
Yeah.
both as a player and a person. That guy has popped off.
Yeah, Oath. I mean,
He was dog on console.
I got to take your word for it.
He was 100% in your ranked games at one point.
Really?
100%.
I was brain off. I played without sound.
He was brain off.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he surely was sound off the way he was playing.
Oh my god.
Why do
But
you
yeah.
wait? Why do you play with sound off?
Well,
He played on console. He probably had to have the stream on.
yeah, I had the stream
He
on.
had to
so I
choose
had
one
it
or the
through-
other.
It was either stream get the audio or I did, and I wasn't playing unless I was getting paid, bro.
Okay, fair.
All right. Well, I think we're just about out of time. Let's go ahead. I'll steal this one from Dave. Give me one word about your team. Just one word to describe you guys. Let's start with Bobby.
Set the mood, Bob.
One word.
One word.
Oh, that's already not one word.
What are some words?
I'll go with overall for like the entire team. The word will be confident.
Confident.
Yeah.
But you've spent this entire interview reminding me how unconfident Kieran
Yeah,
is.
but he makes up for a lot of it. I make up for a lot of
Okay.
it. Snoop is confident. Scary's confident.
Scary's extremely confident.
Yeah. Kirmi is
We're working on it.
getting
seventh
there.
place.
Working on
Let's
it.
go, baby.
Stu, what you got for me, bud?
I mean, I don't really have anything actually.
One
Yeah.
word. What do
One
you got?
word. You got to give me one.
Tired.
Tired.
Yeah.
You guys
I'm
are
tired of my teammates.
I understand.
Tired of my
I
teammates.
get that. I got you, bro. I got you. Kieran, what do you got?
Fun. Really fun to play with these guys. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he can speak for himself on that one, so
Yeah, Bobby's not having much fun.
I'm not having fun.
This has been the Gilded Gladiators. We'll have plenty of opportunities to check in with them throughout the year. Thank you very much for sitting with the guys.
Thank you for
Of
having us.
course. You're welcome.
Bye.